Diane is 44. She earns $95,000 a year, has 23 years until the age 67 retirement marker, and still ends most months with only $150 of reliable margin. Her cash reserve is $4,800. Her retirement account holds $7,200. Her credit card balance is $16,400 at 24.99%. That means her starting net position is not $12,000. It is negative $4,400, cash plus retirement, minus the card. Diane is not lazy. She is not financially illiterate. And this is not a story about coffee destroying a retirement. It is a story about a payment system that quietly changed the order of her money. Over several promotions, more of today's life became automatic. Housing, insurance, services, memberships, and card payments arrived on schedule. Retirement remained whatever was left. I call that the midlife creep tax. It is not a government levy. It is a metaphor for three defaults that can expand during the years when income rises but the retirement runway gets shorter: the fixed cost ratchet, recurring renewal drift, and future last routing. By the end of this video, we will audit Diane's exact fictional ledger, model her card payoff, and show what changes when future Diane gets a place in the payment order. The numbers are illustrations, not a prescription, but every equation will be visible. Diane is a fictional composite. She is a marketing director in Austin. Her model take-home pay is $5,650 per month after payroll deductions and benefits. Actual take-home pay depends on taxes, filing status, benefits, location, and plan elections. Her monthly commitments, including a scheduled $410 card payment, total $5,500. That leaves the $150 margin. The pressure does not come from one ridiculous purchase. It comes from the order of the system. Current obligations have dates, contracts, renewal rules, and automatic payment permissions. Retirement has a good intention. Mechanism 1 is the fixed cost ratchet. A fixed cost can rise in one visible decision and then disappear into the baseline. A larger housing contract, a vehicle commitment, an insurance bundle, or a premium phone plan may be completely reasonable when chosen. The problem is not that the choice exists. The problem is that next year's income arrives after the contract has already claimed its share. For Diane, the ratchet happened across multiple renewal windows. Her salary moved up. Her recurring baseline moved up with it. But nobody placed a matching increase into retirement. Calling every upgrade wasteful would be dishonest. A safer home, reliable transportation, and useful insurance can protect a household. The audit asks a narrower question: does the current contract still deliver enough value for its total cost today? That question creates a fixed cost gate. Before a new contract, or at the next eligible renewal window, Diane writes down four things: the complete monthly cost, the exit cost, the next renewal date, and the cost of a current acceptable alternative. Not the cheapest imaginable alternative, an acceptable one. In Diane's fictional ledger, eligible plan and contract changes reduce the recurring baseline by $280 per month. The illustration assumes those changes are available without a new penalty. Real contracts and timing will differ. The fixed cost gate blocks the ratchet because the full future claim becomes visible before the next signature. Mechanism 2 is recurring renewal drift. These are charges that began with a real purpose but no longer receive a fresh decision. Professional memberships, software, streaming, delivery plans, storage, wellness services, and premium app tiers can all renew more reliably than the value they provide. This is not an argument against comfort. If a service saves time, supports health, or brings genuine joy, keeping it can be the correct result. The problem is paying by historical momentum. Diane runs a 90-day statement audit. Every recurring charge gets one of three labels: keep, change, or cancel. Keep means she would knowingly buy it again today. Change means the value is real but a plan or frequency is wrong. Cancel means the charge no longer earns a place. That audit finds $470 per month she no longer values. Combined with the $280 from eligible fixed cost changes, Diane has identified exactly $750 per month. That is not the cost of her entire lifestyle. It is not a judgment on dinners, clothes, friends, or ambition. It is the audited amount in this fictional case that fails Diane's own value test. Now the arithmetic changes from pressure to analysis. Her existing reliable margin is $150. Add the $750 she chose to recover. The result is $900 per month of additional capacity. But finding $900 does not guarantee progress. Without a root, available money can be reclaimed by the same payment system. That is mechanism 3, Future last routing. Today's charges are automatic. Future goals are manual. The default order is bills first, card interest next, retirement if anything remains. Future last routing is the mechanism that converts a good salary into a weak balance sheet without requiring one dramatic mistake. Diane replaces it with a payday route, but the order needs care. First, she chooses a personal starter reserve. Second, she reviews her workplace plan documents for any employer match. Third, she targets high interest debt. After the card is gone, she redirects the release payment instead of letting it vanish. The U.S. Department of Labor explains that employees can defer salary into a 401k and that some plans include an employer match, some do not. Before Diane changes a contribution, she checks her own plan instead of assuming a match exists or throwing one away. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau describes an emergency fund as cash reserved for unplanned expenses. Diane chooses $3,000 as her personal starter reserve. That is not a universal target. Dependence, housing risk, health needs, income stability, and access to credit can justify a different amount. She has $4,800 in cash, so she keeps $3,000 and applies $1,800 to the card. The card falls from $16,400 to $14,600. Before we model the payoff, look at the pressure scale. $16,400 multiplied by 24.99% divided by 12 equals about $341.53. That is a simple monthly interest scale. It is not a prediction of Diane's statement. The CFPB explains that many issuers calculate card interest using a daily periodic rate and balances across the billing cycle. New charges, fees, payment dates, and issuer methods can change the actual result. Investor.gov says eliminating high interest debt generally beats trying to invest against that high certain cost. But Diane still reviews any confirmed employer match and her own risks. This is an educational sequence, not individualized advice. Her scheduled card payment is $410. She adds the $900 of recovered capacity. The model total payment becomes $1,310 per month. The model locks 4 assumptions: no new charges, a constant 24.99% annual percentage rate, monthly compounding, and payments at month end. Real cards may accrue daily, so actual statements will differ. After the $1,800 cash payment, the first modeled month's interest is about $304.05. After 12 payments of $1,310, the modeled card balance is about $1,045.28. Modeled interest across those 12 months is about $2,165.28. Principal reduction from the monthly payments is about $13,554.72. Diane is not debt-free at month 12, but the system is no longer hiding the direction. Her month 12 net position is $3,000 of cash plus $7,200 in retirement, minus the modeled $1,045 card balance. That equals about $9,154.72, assuming no investment growth. Compared with her starting negative $4,400, the modeled improvement is about $13,554.72. That improvement is principal reduction, not investment return. Under the same assumptions, the card reaches zero in month 13. The final modeled payment is about $1,067.04. Total modeled interest after the cash payment is about $2,187.04. A new charge, rate change, fee, missed payment, or emergency would move that date. This is why the reserve and the debt plan work together. The reserve tries to stop a real surprise from becoming a new revolving balance. The payment attacks the existing automatic interest. Then comes the part that future last routing usually misses. When the card reaches zero, Diane does not treat $1,310 as newly available spending. She routes $1,000 per month toward retirement and $310 per month toward rebuilding her reserve. Her exact account choice, tax treatment, contribution limit, and plan match decision require current plan information and may require a qualified professional. For scale only, suppose Diane begins that retirement route at age 45, keeps the existing $7,200 invested, contributes $1,000 monthly for 22 years, and experiences monthly compounding. At an estimated 5% annual return, the illustration reaches about $500,935 by age 67. At an estimated 7%, It reaches about $658,081. The Investor.gov compound interest calculator lets you test an initial amount, monthly contribution, time, and estimated rate. Estimated is the important word. Both examples assume uninterrupted contributions and stable modeled returns. Market results fluctuate. Fees and taxes reduce outcomes. These are not forecasts, guarantees, or proof that either balance is enough for retirement. The Social Security Administration says full retirement age is 67 for people born in 1960 or later. We use 67 as a planning marker, not a required work stop date or a recommendation about when Diane should claim benefits. Now look at what actually changed. Diane did not become a different person. She did not copy a billionaire's breakfast. She did not label every pleasure a failure. She exposed 3 defaults. The fixed cost ratchet is blocked by a gate that shows the full recurring claim and exit cost. Recurring renewal drift was blocked by a quarterly keep, change, or cancel decision. Future last routing was blocked by a payday order that protects a personal reserve, checks the workplace plan, attacks high interest debt, and gives the released payment a next assignment. Pressure became analysis. Analysis created relief. If you are between 38 and 52, earn more than you used to, and still cannot see that progress on your balance sheet, do not begin with shame. Open the last 90 days of statements and write 4 numbers. Number 1, your reliable monthly margin. Number 2, the total of recurring charges you would not knowingly buy again today. Number 3, the monthly cost and exit terms of each large contract approaching a decision window. Number 4, the annual percentage rate and current balance of every revolving debt. Then assign the next recovered dollar before you recover it. Your personal route may differ from Diane's, but the principle is stable. A future that receives leftovers is not a plan, it is a default. Diane still has 23 years from age 44 to the age 67 marker. She cannot rewrite the earlier years. She can change which version of her gets paid first from this point forward. That is how you stop the midlife creep tax, not by making life smaller, but by making every automatic claim earn its place. And once that payment order is visible, the next hidden tax to examine is the one that converts years of savings into pressure at retirement. That video is right here.